Hi, I'm Mary Kopczynski, the CEO of Regulator. Welcome to this week's regulatory roundup. This week, there were 1,790 alerts from 486 unique U.S. regulators, 456 financial alerts, 354 coronavirus alerts, 21 FinTech alerts, 6 of which were critical, and 6 cannabis alerts. The regulator of the week for the second week in a row is NIST. The National Institute of Standards and Technology published a really interesting article on answering workloads of statistical queries with differential privacy. I was like, what? And then I realized it was a guest blogger writing about the best way to produce information about a given population without revealing their identity information. So a new buzzword for all of my fellow pretend you're a privacy guru but didn't know what differential privacy was. Now you're in the know. Go read the NIST blog. NIST also finalized cybersecurity guidance for position, navigation, and timing systems, so GPS essentially. And finally, for those of you still trying to get up to speed on crypto and tokens, etc., NIST produced a nice little technical overview going over token designs and management methods. The topic of the week is green. Woo! Obviously, the White House made a big announcement about the new climate task force, plus a series of plans to invest in combating climate change, which, with Texas being 14 degrees right now, maybe we need to accept that something is changing with the climate. The National Association of Insurance Commissioners, NAIC, which already has a climate and resiliency task force, gave an update this week on where they are relative to state insurance agencies and their efforts to manage the growing costs associated with climate risk in the insurance sector. The New York Department of Financial Service went out on a limb related to the Community Reinvestment Act. The special New York flair is that you can count environmental investments towards your community reinvestment obligations. Georgia legislators proposed a bill to place the state on 100% clean and renewable energy by 2050. Delaware legislators are proposing to raise the percentage of Delaware's energy coming from renewable sources through 2035. In our Fine Tracker this week, the FTC, trying to be cheeky over Valentine's Day, revealed studies that for 3 years running, people have reported losing money more on romance scams than any other fraud type. In 2020, reported losses to romance scams reached a record $304 million, which is up about 50% from 2019. So be careful, my lonely pandemic singles. The FTC also came to an agreement with Amazon for operating Amazon Flex, a gig economy program through which consumers can be drivers for Amazon and using their own vehicles deliver products and groceries to Amazon customers. Apparently, Amazon was consistently representing that it passes 100% of customer tips to drivers, but turns out they withheld nearly a third of the tips, about 61 million in total. Not cool, Amazon. Not cool. They were busted for manipulative practices. For those of you panicking about the LIBOR transition, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency has provided a self-assessment tool for banks to evaluate how prepared they are, or in all honesty, are not. Also, there's quite a bit of fallout from the whole Robinhood, GameStop, stonk phenomenon. The SEC shut down a stock that saw sudden spikes after the company itself had made no public announcements, but social media activity showed sudden interest. I mean, just a reminder out there, pumping and dumping is illegal. So is insider trading. So all of this crazy stuff going on is possibly illegal. The question is how the regulators are going to go about investigating. The members of the Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs sent a letter to the Securities and Exchange Commission urging the agency to review and consider reforming policies preventing insider trading. But even more significant is the SEC's request for comment this week on potential money market reform at the request of the President's Working Group, because people are concerned that some of these monstrous investment managers still have too much power and might need to be designated systemically important financial institutions. Speaking of which, the Fed also this week released the hypothetical scenarios for its 2021 bank stress tests. Have fun! And hey, you big investment managers, enjoy this time where you don't have to do those. And last one for today is an update on a proposal by NASDAQ to insist on quotas for boards of publicly traded companies around race and gender, etc. So the Republican members of the Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee are urging the SEC not to pass the rule change. That's it this week for Regulator's US Alerts. We just finished filming episode 3 of the new show. Looking forward to it coming out soon. Until then, see you every Wednesday morning on LinkedIn and YouTube.